Okay, welcome to the other side, and by that I mean your other side of the bar. So you are now using your other leg and you're going to be holding on. Now in this case I'm actually holding on with my left hand. You can do the right or the left first. In this case we're not going to nitpick that right off the bat, but typically in a classical dance classroom they will start with their right leg and then their left. The thing is, in modern and contemporary dance we no longer really see that all the time. It's really up to the teacher, and sometimes we don't always repeat the left side if it is just a plie movement. Notice I'm using both legs anyway. Keeping in mind, one of the things I'm instructing you on throughout these warm-ups is different types of dancing. Those standing warm-ups we were doing are more modern and contemporary and jazz, whereas this is more classical, and you really need both to be a well-rounded dancer, but also to be able to strengthen your body. You need both. I'm going to play the music, and this time I'm going to add in some things. I'm going to actually point my toes along with the plies, so I'm not going to start parallel. Okay? So beginning in that first position, basic stance, nice and long and tall, I'm going to do 2 plies. I'm going to bend and stand tall and bend. Your arm can just sway with you. You can put your hand on your hip. I want you to point front, bring your foot back to first position, point front, bring it back. Now I'm going to do 2 plies, which is a bend and a stand tall. Abdomen is in, bending. Keep the shoulders down 2 times, pointing to the side this time. Pulling up in those thighs. And you're going to go again, 2. Notice there's a pattern I'm doing. 2 plies and 2 of those pointings. I'm going to point to the back this time. Point, bring it back to first position every time. Look at that position, it's the same every time. Standing tall, breathing in and out. Pointing to the side, pointing to the side. Okay. Normally you would turn around and do the other side in this little preparation moment. We're going to do this again, but I'm going to add bending 2 times, bending, point to the front just 1 time. Now can you press on your toes? Straight legs. Ooh, we've added something. 2 plies, just 2, point to the side, point, bring it back to first position, pull up in your thighs, press up onto your toes, lower. 2 knee bends, plie. 1 more. Point to the back, bring it back to first position, pull up in those quadriceps, pull your tummy in, press up on your toes, lower. 2 bends. You're almost done. Second time. And point to the side and bring it back. And press up on your toes and lower, keeping your tummy in, controlling everything. And so I'm going to talk briefly. Let's talk about what we just did. So on the first side of the first exercise we did today, we did plies where we utilized a parallel basic stance as well as a first and second position. Parallel, first, second. Try that with me. Parallel, first, big pie shape. Pull up in your quads, tummy in, long posture. Second position, notice all I did was go from first to second. Now the steps that we practiced. Plie, heels do not come up. Press your heels down, keep your weight in your toes, and keep your knees over your toes. Try it with me to review. Plie, pressing over your toes with your knees. If you need to check, look down. You should not see knees rolling in. Knees do not roll in on plie. Just like if you were here, you wouldn't want your knees coming in. No, no, no. Second thing that we did, besides our plies and those stretches, is called a tendu. 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 That is an extension, a stretching of the leg away from the body. This is a tendu. This is a tendu, this is a tendu. Doesn't matter what leg I'm using. This is a tendu, that's a tendu. So it doesn't matter where my foot is pointing. It is a stretched position with the foot away from the body. Now let's talk about how you point your foot. See that right here? No, no, yes, ha. No, no, yes, straight. So we're going to keep our ankles in alignment with our toes when we point our feet. In dance, that is not just for ballet. We do not point our feet pointing away or inward, and it's called sickling, just like a garden instrument. We do not curve our toes in. Your feet may not look like mine when you practice this. You may not be able to press up on your toes the same as me because I'm a professional dancer and I danced for a long, long time. I can't even dance as well as I used to when I was 15, 16 years old. So I don't expect you to do exactly what I do, but you've got to listen to the cues. The last thing that we practiced was the pressing up on our toes, and I want to let you know that if you felt your calves or your ankles, that's normal, very normal. So to recap, plies we did, tendu, tendu, tendu we did. Pressing up on our toes is called a releve. We will review that next time because we're going to put the releve with some other steps in our contemporary warm-up. So we're actually going to do a different warm-up and we're going to press up on our toes on those days, okay? So I'm tying these all together because in fact we do these steps in every genre of dance. Great job today. You'll notice that I'm going to do some dancing and quite a bit of instruction so that it really sinks in and you understand what you're doing. See you next time.